Hi, mathematicians. Today we're going to talk about place value to the hundreds. And the place value is how much each space is worth. We've been talking about the ones place and the tens place and how much each of those are worth. So we're going to start out by looking at the number 44. The number 44 is made up of two fours, but they are very different. Now I want to ask you a question. In one hand, I have 4 1 cubes, and that's represented by the 4 in the ones place. In the other hand, I have 4 10 sticks, and that's represented by the 4 that's in the tens place. Now, imagine these are dollars. Would you rather have $4 or would you rather have $40, which is how much this 4 in the tens place is worth? 10, 20, 30, 40. You would most definitely rather have $40 because it's worth more. You could purchase more things with it. Now, they're both fours. They're just in a different place. And so they have a different value. The place determines the value. Another word that we'll use today is the word worth. It means the same thing as value. So when you might hear me say, what is the value? Or I might say, how much is that worth? Same thing, just different words. Okay, so we're going to start modeling the number 44. We have 4 tens and 4 ones, and this is that number. And then we're going to write it down here in expanded form like we learned yesterday. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So there's 4 tens. It is worth 40. So 40 plus, and then how many's over here? 4. So the expanded form is 40 plus 4 for 44. Just write it in two different ways. This is the standard form up here, just the normal way that we write numbers. And then down here is the expanded form. Okay, so today we're going to step it up a notch. We're going to model bigger numbers. First number that we're going to model is 146. We're moving it on up to the hundreds place. Now let me explain something to you. We've used these cubes for ones, these cubes for tens, and sometimes we get bigger than that, and so we're going to use this guy today. So let me move our board out of the way. Let me show you something. This is a 100 board or a 100 flat, and if you look at it really close, it's divided up into little squares. And if you were to count these squares one at a time and count every single one of them to the last one, you would get 100. I want to prove that to you. We know these are 10, right? So I'm going to lay these right on top and see how many of them it takes to build this 100. There's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. And if I get them all straight, you will see that these 10 sticks may cover up this whole 100 board. Okay? So that is 100. This board is 100. So we're going to use that to model some of these numbers today. Okay, so our first number that we're going to model is 146. So let's see. Let me erase this. Let's get our number in the ones place first. There's a 6 in the ones place, so that means I need 6 ones cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how much is that worth? 6. Just 6 little ones. Okay, now we'll get to our tens place. There's a 4 in the tens place. Oh dear, the light just went off. Hold on, guys. Technical difficulties. Okay, So the 4 in the tens place needs 4 10 sticks. So 10, 20, 30, and 40. So we've got our 40, 4 tens for the 46, and it's worth 40. So that 4 in the tens place is worth 40. Remember how you wanted $40 versus $4 a few minutes ago? Okay, and the last number that we're going to represent is a new number in the hundreds place. We have 100, so we're going to need 100 flat. So, and it's going to look like this. So the expanded form is 100 plus 40 plus 6. And we've represented it here in our block so that you can see. Yes, 1 is the smallest number in this number, but between the 1, the 4, and the 6. 1 is the smallest, but it's in the hundreds place, so it is actually worth the most. If you had to choose between $100 or $40 or $6, you would most definitely choose the 100 because it is worth more. Even though it's just 1, its place makes it worth more. So now let's look at this expanded form a little bit. I've got 146 written here. And now when we expand it, we're just writing it based on its value, each place. So watch this, 146, and we're going to expand it or stretch it out and see that the 1 is worth 100 because it's in the hundreds place. The 4 is worth 40 because it's in the tens place. And the 6 is just worth 6 because it's in the ones place. Okay, next number. Let's clear the board. Our new number is 256. 256. Well, let's start with our ones place. There is a 6 again. So we're going to need how many ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's our 6 represented. Now the next number we want to represent is the 5. What place is it in? It is in the tens place. It's the next place on the other side of the ones. And it's a 5. So how many 10 sticks do we need? 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Very good. And now the 2 is in the hundreds place. How many hundreds do we need? We need 2 of them. So there's 100 and there's 200. So now let's count this. 100, 200. So that hundreds place is worth 200. The tens place, let's count them. We'll count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And the ones place just has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll count by ones since it is in the ones place. So here is our expanded form. 200 plus 50 plus 6. Okay, one more. We'll look at this. We've got 256 here. And we look at the 2. It's in the hundreds place, so it's worth 200. The 5 is in the tens place, so it's 5 tens, which is worth 50. And the 6 is in the ones place, so it is worth 6. So we've got 256, and when we expand it, we have 200 plus 50 plus 6. Okay, I can't wait to see your work on this as we continue our discussion of place value. And remember, the word worth is kind of the same thing as place value. So if somebody says, how much is the 5 worth in 256, you're going to say 50 because 5 tens is worth 50 because it is in the tens place and it has a value of 50. Okay, can't wait to see your work.